Do you enjoy being bullied? Are you antisocial? Then the offlane is for you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Absolution, here to teach you about the solo offlane role. This guide will not feature any tips about specific heroes, but will primarily focus on the solo offlane role. Let's get started. The offlane is the Radiant top lane and the Dire bottom lane. Additionally, the neutral creep camps near the Radiant and Dire secret shop sometimes come into play. The solo offlane role is, as the name says, by itself in the lane, much like the mid laner. Most of the time, you'll be facing up against an enemy carry and one or two supports. In this guide, we will only be covering the solo offlane role, which means that aggro dual or tri-lanes will not be explained, but some of the things in this guide still apply. The role of the offlaner is often to contest the enemy safe lane and keeping the enemy supports occupied, so they don't have room to gank other lanes. Additionally, most offlaners have a key role in the team, such as being an initiator, counter-initiator, or split pusher. This means that in order to fulfill this role, you need to understand some basic conditions that apply to most situations in the offlane. Understanding which of these three things, contesting your lane, occupying the enemy supports, and fulfilling your role, and deciding which is more important for your hero can be crucial to playing the offlane. Understanding how to get gold and experience in the offlane can be quite difficult. Your hero has a 1300 XP gain range. Utilizing this range to get experience can be crucial, because you can stay very far back and still get experience. From the beginning of the game, you want to make sure you get a good creep block. This will make the creeps clash closer to your tower, making it easier to get back to the safety of your own tower. Wards can be crucial to winning the offlane, so don't hesitate buying one if no one on your team is. Wards can be used to keep an eye out for enemies trying to flank you. A ward can also be placed so that it blocks one of the neutral creep camps near the enemy lane. This can help turn the lane in your favor, because the enemies can't pull their creeps into the neutral creep camp. Creep camps can also be utilized by yourself if you see that your creeps are underneath the enemy tower and you can't farm. This can be done by pulling the camp just before your own creep wave reaches your tier 1 tower. Utilizing the enemy creep aggro can be very important. Notice how in this clip I am issuing an attack command until the enemy creeps pull toward me. This can be utilized to kill your own range creep early, so your own lane pushes less. It also makes last hitting a little easier. If you're unable to farm the enemy lane without dying, your hero will sometimes be able to go into the nearby creep camps on your side of the river and farm. Additionally, a bounty room will also spawn every 2 minutes, which can help boost your farm. Understanding your lane matchup is very important. Usually keeping a lot of regen items on your hero is a very good idea. However, there are some cases where you'd rather buy farming items because your enemy lane is weak and can be easily contested. Understanding your kill condition, what it takes for the enemy to kill you, is crucial in this decision making. If the enemies are easily able to harass you, regen items are crucial to sustaining the lane. If the enemies have a lot of lockdown and burst damage, you should consider buying a magic stick and fairy fires. If the enemies are mostly harassing you through auto attacks, consider buying damage blocking items like Stout Shield or Poor Man's Shield. To understand the offlane, you have to understand the risk versus the reward of what you're doing. If you find yourself dying while going for last hits, you should consider using trees to stay out of the enemy's vision or farming the jungle if possible. Ask yourself if what you're currently doing is worth it. Could you be doing something that's more beneficial for you or the team? Some lane matchups require you to use a different skill build. In most situations, you need to use the same one. However, on certain heroes you can skill build in such a way you gain more of a certain thing. This could be choosing abilities that help you farm the lane from a distance if you can't get close without risk of dying. You could also choose to get some more aggressive abilities if you find that you can easily kill an enemy. Sometimes putting points into mobility and escape can be a great way to get farm in the lane without risking getting killed. Last, but certainly not least, is your role in the game and how to fulfill it. Most offlaners are commonly used as initiators or counter-initiators. However, some offlaners fulfill other roles, such as split pushing. Most offlaners can be split into two types. There are offlaners who are item dependent, and there are offlaners who are level dependent. Item dependent offlaners need to hit a key item so that they can fulfill their role. This could be an initiation tool like a blink dagger or a team fighting item like a mechanism. These are the types of offlaners where risk reward comes into play in a big way. If you're dying too much trying to farm the lane, then maybe you need to look towards buying an Iron Talon and heading into the jungle. Level dependent heroes often fulfill their role through their ultimate. This could be because their ultimate allows them to fulfill their role, such as an ultimate that can be used for initiation. With these types of offlaners, it's very important to have good positioning in your lane if you're being pressured or harassed. Notice how in this clip I'm forcing the enemy Crystal Maiden to position herself between the creeps if she wants to attack me. I not only have the option to go outside of her vision using the trees, but she will also pull the creeps to attack her the moment she attacks me. I will be covering some of the most standard solo offlaners in some upcoming videos, which will include itemization, laning, and other tips and tricks.